Our second leading story takes us to Mali, where magistrates have been on an unlimited strike since August for more than 70 days over poor pay and poor working conditions. The government issued a decree on Tuesday, October the 9th, ordering the striking magistrates to resume their duties. In response to the government, the country's two judges' unions held an extraordinary general meeting on Wednesday and called for the resignation of the Prime Ministers Soumeilou Boubèye Maïga, Ministers Tienne Coulibaly and Raki Tala, as well as the resignation of the President of Mali's Supreme Court, Nouhoum Tapili, accusing them for abuse of office.
To talk about it online with Abba Maïga, who is in charge of communication for the Magistrates Union. Hello, Mr. Maïga. At an extraordinary General Assembly, you asked your members not to submit to the decision of the government which asks you to return to work. Why?
We
refuse to submit to this requisition because it is unconstitutional. It is unconstitutional in that it violates the 1992 Constitution, which enshrines democracy, which enshrines the separation of powers, which constitutes the independence of the judiciary from the legislative and executive power. With requisition is therefore only a control over judicial power, a submission of judicial power to the executive power, so we oppose it with a view to not receiving this request, and we have asked our members to refuse to comply with this requisition decision because it happily and shamefully violates the Constitution of Mali. You have been on strike for more than 2 months, and according to the Malian authorities, this movement is illegal. Our strike is indeed legal. It appears from the first opinion that the Chamber of the Advisory Court of the Supreme Court, the administrative section, has issued that the President of the Court has failed the Prime Minister. The opinion not being favorable to the government, the President of the Supreme Court, it took upon himself to give an ultra-secret opinion and notify the Prime Minister something different, in particular that our strike would be illegal, and something else, the Prime Minister by the organic law on the administrative chamber and the procedure for follow-up before it. The Prime Minister said that we have no standing to refer any magistrate strike to the Supreme Court. The Prime Minister, in his referral, he himself is illegal. He has no standing. You have negotiations with the government. Have they evolved? Since nothing has evolved, I remind you that we have two grievances. The first one, the security of the courts and judicial staff. The second one, the implementation of the agreement reached between the unions and the government in 2017, which provides a review for the statutes of the annexed grid of the floor index of 700 and the ceiling index of 2005. We are asking the government to only implement this agreement, and that is a problem. Since the failure of the negotiations, the government has ignored us, and hence the status quo has been observed since then. Clearly, the dialogue is broken between the magistrates and the government, so there is no way out of the crisis for this strike. All the consequences, all the inconveniences caused by this strike are due solely to the government because the magistrates has never closed the door to any negotiation. The proof we always receive at the permanence of our headquarters, all civil society, all the living forces of the nation. We receive everyone. We have never closed the door to dialogue, but we demand a serious dialogue, a constructive dialogue with concrete and reasonable proposals. That is what the government is unable to do. Radicalization did not come from us. The government cannot afford to overzealously requisition magistrates as if they were workers. And even though the workers cannot be requisitioned anyhow, what is happening is a great danger for Malian democracy, a danger that directly targets the trade union struggle in Mali. Now, what is that message? Any person who goes on strike will requisition you. But we know that the kind of management we have in this country, it cannot work. The right of strike is the only weapon of citizens, especially judges, to ask for the improvement of the conditions, and especially that in our case is not a question of new requests. It is a question of requests that have been the subject of previous agreements. That is what it is about. Thank you, Abba Maiga, for answering our questions about the strike of magistrates in Mali, which has been going on for 2 months.